Hello and welcome to another segment of Own It with Ovi. I'm your host as usual. My name is Ovi. Alright, so today we'll be discussing being a young lady in business. Our guest speaker, she's an entrepreneur, she's a skincare consultant, so I'll be welcoming with me.
Welcome, Yoyo, CEO and founder of SBWR. So, what's the idea behind the short form of the name? But I know I get to find out the full I would like to also introduce yourself and give us more insight on that.
Okay, so when SBWR came about, it came up in the I don't know funniest way because I had people always call me, skincare babe with results, skincare babe with results. So one day, randomly, a mutual on Twitter just said, ah, "Your name is skincare babe with results." So I know we call you many things, but your name is really skincare babe with results. There are skincare babes, and then there's you, skincare babe with results. So, people started identifying me as that before I even came up with like a business name and stuff. So I'm like, okay, skincare babe with results, SBWR. It literally just sticks, to something that they know. So I just stuck with it, and here we are.
That's like a very interesting way to figure out to get the name because I think for business owner figuring out the name of your brand because you're trying to
And
be
it is so
creative as
stressful.
well.
It is
Exactly.
so
You're
stressful.
trying to be creative. You're trying to make sure that your name, your brand name also pass the message before everyone else.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself properly. Take a shot on everything.
Okay, so my name is Yoyo. I currently the head, the lead head at SBWR, a virtual, skin consultancy company. We work virtually, so I can't say we're based in Lagos or anywhere. We're based wherever your skin concern is based, right? And I also manage a hospitality firm, 24 Consult. So we recruit, hostesses, ushers. I'm sure you know about that. So we recruit
Yeah.
hostesses and ushers for events, basically. So those are the two things I manage.
Okay. I'm glad to really have you on today's segment to have this conversation with you because it's been a while, we people have this conversation and all that as well. So I want to ask this question. What does the skincare, being a skincare consultant, what does it really entail? Can you explain to us maybe this man said?
Okay, so like the word consultation goes about, it means to inquire, right? To
Yeah.
come about, to get information. And of course, you can't get information from an amateur. So you need to be thoroughly skilled, you need to be, seasoned enough, you need to be I mean qualified to a certain standards that that profession holds. So we have consultants across, boards, across different fields. So for skincare, we have, people who identify as skin consultants. So they operate in the office of consultancy. Do you understand? So we have dermatology consultants, we have aesthetic consultants, which is where
Yeah.
I fall in. They're all on that. So it basically means you are in an office where you get to manage beyond treatments. You are not just managing in treatment or in clinic. So you are overseeing a niche of things. It's just like consultancy stage in medicine. So the office of a consultant is quite more delicate than people think it is. I know it's very easy to throw around the word consultant these days. Yeah, everybody just calls themselves a consultant, but there's certain things you need to be able to do. There must be a stage you must have come into. Like they always say, especially in skincare, uh, everybody, this word that used to trend before, I think it has reduced lately. Skincare gurus, skincare experts. When it comes to terms like that, there are certain requirements before you can be called, a guru or an expert in a field. Some aficionados say 7 years, some others say 5 years. So they're not words that you just throw around loosely. I understand that these days on the internet, everything is just loose, but it's a very demanding office.
Have you been running your business?
What did you say?
How long have you been running your business? The
Um,
SBW brand.
okay, so SBWR is relatively, let's say, 10 months, yeah. But I've been doing skincare roughly since 2017. So I used to,
Oh,
I've had like a whole roller coaster of, skincare back in uni where I had my brand. So I once had a skincare brand where I used to actually formulate products. And, I outgrew that phase because it wasn't what I wanted. I mean, for the future, it wasn't what I was trying to build. So I needed to go into another field, went back to beauty school, worked in, aesthetic clinics. And, in 2021, I just decided that I wanted to do my own thing. And this kicked off last year. So SBWR is about 10 months old.
Okay.
I'm struggling to hear you.
We have a mutual that I know she told me about using your products to help her to how to sell and all that. She sent me pictures and I was like, oh wow, this is nice. But she has been actually asking me for suggestion, but I said I don't need a suggestion because my skin is not your skin and I don't want to try and formulate whatever, and all that stuff. So when she showed me that, I was like, wow, that's really like nice. I didn't really know then that you were really do take care that much. So obviously it's been for a very long time. And then started when you were still in uni or you had other people out of school.
I'm struggling to hear you. I know, you were interjecting at different points. I know you said something about we having a mutual that uses our products. I lost you from there. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was asking that you mentioned you were in uni when you started, skincare brands, you producing your own stuff.
Yeah.
Did your primary audience start off with only your, or you also had other people that were your clients as well?
Okay, so you're asking who were my clients? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, your primary audience when you started out.
Oh, okay. Okay, so when I started out at the time, I was in hospitality. So back in school, I had the time where I did ushering. Literally, that's how, we met.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know how you're starting out a new brand, you are young, you are a student,
Yes.
and it's skincare. So these are the challenges a lot of people face. So I needed to build community off of the people that knew me. So I wasn't phased on getting into Instagram or, I just wanted to get approval of the people that were willing to have me approved at the time. So I was willing. So what I did was when I started making my products, because they were not organic and they were not bleaching, it was hard for me to break in. So what I did was I gave lots of free products. I had roommates then that might have skin issues. I'm like, I have something that might work for your skin. And everybody's looking like, what is that? So, it's not some brand that they know. So I'm like, you don't have to pay. Just try it out. So this was me in a place of service and, sacrifice. I was literally trying to establish myself. So I gave out lots of free products. And of course, I began to have one buyer, two buyer. And within a year of running that brand, I don't know how it happened, but I was able to get 150 returning clients. It was really huge. Yeah, because it began to interject with schoolwork. And I remember interjecting with, you know how medical school is. So my clients were primarily people that knew me first, and it began to grow, word of mouth referral. In fact, that particular business, I didn't open an Instagram page for it until 10 months into the business. Now, when I opened the Instagram page, I didn't know how to use it because Instagram, you just feel out of place. So I was so scared. I'm like, where is this brand going to start from? What do I want to say? I can't make videos. And I didn't post anything on the page till about 6 months. And of course, it was new. So I couldn't even afford a social media manager. But it took word of mouth and, trusted feedback from people who knew me. And then that happened.
Oh, wow. That's like a great start, I would say, because like it's most times when you're in school, it's not that easy to get to convert your students to your clients, because most are on budget and there are other options like for you to have 150 return clients, you're really doing something right, and you're really distinctly good result.
Thank
I would say
you.
that. To ask this question, you already mentioned you were in school and you were trying to navigate that. I know. How were you able to separate
Sorry, I
your
have a bad cold.
business life? Yeah, I told you that. Sorry about that.
It's fine, thank you.
So, how were you able to separate your business life and from your personal life? From like business and pleasure. How were you able to separate all that and also manage your brand as well?
Okay, so the business started when I was in my third year, right? Prior to when, I'll put word at that, prior to when I started, at the time it was Yo Glow, if you remember. So
Yeah.
um I I had this thing where in the hostel, girls, people just saw me. Not until recently when I had, this breakout flare. I never used to have breakouts or anything. And I literally always had good skin, jeans wise. So that time, babes would see me in the hostel. Hi,
Yeah.
what's this for your skin? Yada yada yada. I'm like, they were like, do you sell skincare? I was like, no, I don't sell skincare. I mean, I was literally in uni, I was in medical school. What do you people mean, do I sell skincare? But I had this thing where I knew so much about skincare. So I'll tell them, get this product, go to Yem. Back then, year one in Unilag, we had this, pharmacy. I'll say, go to Yem, get this, get that. I was just recommending things, and off they went. Randomly, the person will see me and say, okay, Yoyo, and do you remember me? I was the girl who, introduced themselves and say, oh, that thing worked for them. So it was already a thing. So at the time when I started skincare, when I owned my brand, I was, second year going into third year. So I was mostly aloof. I didn't even have time. But my roommates would literally carry the business on their head. So when you talk about a person finding help, I like to always say, I don't think my story was a typical, struggle story with, this is me being very sincere. So I don't think it was a typical struggle story with, running a business as a student, because I had help at every point. I had so much help. My roommates would literally carry the business on. And so I remember stopping ushering because I could not keep up. I did ushering for about 7 months. So I'm like, I can't do ushering, I can't do skincare, I can't do school. So one had to go because it was really interjected. So I'm nocturnal. I read at night. So I'll use the attend to clients, be on my phone, WhatsApp, even in the class. It's skincare. Someone might message you with something on their face that, oh, they've reacted and your head is hot. And lecturer will probably say you, what are you doing? So I always sat at the back.
Yeah.
I always sat at the back. But I was nocturnal. So I made up for it 12 to, I always read at midnight. So that's how I was able to balance, school and work. And like I said, I'm really emphasizing on the place of help. I had help at every point. My roommates in year 3, roommates in year 4, they always carried the business for me. So yeah.
Like if in a way that your friendship also helps you to be able to navigate through your the business as well. Also, like how do I put it in a question form now? Sometimes like people say if they're starting up a business, they don't want to depend it all on only their friends and their family, or they are some about okay, I try to ask about friendship and entrepreneurship in the sense that some people feel like when they're starting up a business, my friends should be my biggest supporter, start from clients. So other people still feel like I don't think that's really necessary. But you are trying to explain in the sense that you had that opportunity to have someone friends more than one as well to be able to navigate it all for you. So what would be your own take on friendship and entrepreneurship?
Okay, so friendship and entrepreneurship is a very dicey one.
Yeah.
And there's really no, one road downhill when it comes to it. But there's some basic things that are constant everywhere. Everybody appreciates success. Your success is literally what attracts people to you. So as much as I say I had people who helped me, remember I was emphatic, my roommates. These aren't people that, I knew outside of school. They were people who shared rooms and stuff. So it's okay for your friends to not patronize you. I know this might come off as harsh, but it's okay for your friends to not patronize you as you start out. I mean, it'd be nice to see them actually, be your cheerleaders and stuff. But like I always say, success has many friends. When you prove yourself, they will be the ones say, that's my babe now. Do you understand? So I tell people, especially when you're starting out, as humans, we have expectations, which is not a bad thing. But so you don't hurt yourself, you need to understand that your friends, just like your family members, if you start a business, everybody's like, what's wrong with this one? It's not exactly from a place of hate,
Yeah.
which is where I want to address. It's not always from a place of hate. It's always like, this one's my guy. Can she be serious with this thing? What is Yoyo doing skincare? This is where, okay now. So I understand that sometimes you don't get positive energy from people that should actually be your cheerleader. But like I always tell people, and like I always remind myself, Yoyo, block out the noise. Not every noise is for you. And that noise could be in form of the energy that you're receiving or perceiving from a supposed friend. Do you understand? It might not be from a deliberate place. It might not be from a place of hate. But if you as a person know that, okay, I don't feel my best because this my friend is not supporting me, especially when you see them supporting other people, block out the noise. But like I said, success has many friends. So don't start out a business expecting your friends to buy. I say it all the time. When I started, my friends, my cousins, guess what? This is funny, but my grandma never used my product. Yeah. I've been doing skincare for, like I said, 2017, 2018. My grandma never used my product. My grandma only trusted me last year. Right now, my word is law when it comes to my grandmother's skin. Now, this is her grandchild. So, do you understand what I'm saying? It happens because she's someone who's a perfectionist, always had a good skin. So, just because you're my friend doesn't mean I'm going to trust the business that you do. It's a hard place to be in. That's where excellence comes in. Prioritize excellence. Everybody loves an excellent spirit. Success has many friends. Eventually, people will say, all this way over. She's my guy. We knew way back. Nobody knows way back with somebody who is messy or somebody who is not, thorough. So that's that.
And also with the fact that your friend also have other friends. So
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you might even be the only one.
Exactly. Like, and nobody wants to actually put out something that they're not sure of. I don't want to go on my platform and vouch for some of us. Our words are our bond. So I don't want to go out there and vouch for a brand, and then the brand actually goes off. And then because you're my friend, you won't take me seriously. So it takes a level of trust before your friends can come around. Don't worry, the people that will support you, that'll be there for you, are not people that you know, and that's fine.
Okay, so let me ask this question. How have you been able to navigate adulthood and entrepreneurship, especially being an adult in Nigeria? How have you been able to do all that?
Well, well. Ah, if I tell you that I have an answer, I'll be lying, and I don't think that's something I easily know how to do. I just take life as it comes, and firstly, so I take each day as it comes. Do you understand? Because there's enough worry in each day to run you mad. Sorry. Now, a young Nigerian living in Nigeria is even worse. Do you understand? There's so much driving you mad, from exchange rates, from this one, from price changing. You've gotten quotation for a particular shipment that's coming. Next thing you are seeing that it has changed. So I try to take it as it comes. I know it doesn't work like this for everybody, especially people who are overthinkers. Unfortunately, I am an overthinker, but I don't bring it into my business because I will lose my mind. So I take it as it comes. Do you understand? And I try to stay on plan. I obviously always, plan out things, expectations for, okay, this week I hope to achieve this. But in the eventuality of the week, progressing, I let each day have its day. Because to be honest, living in Nigeria will drive you crazy, especially as a young adult. It got to our turn, everything became inflated. So it's a lot to take in, especially when when you have friends, this culture of relocation, this jackpot culture. We're privileged to have a lot of friends. You see your friends driving cars, going on vacation. I had a friend go on 3-country vacation in 1 week, and I'm like, check flights money. You're saying 1.2 million. This is not one way. So these things can actually, put a lot of pressure on you. So I tell people, yes, being an adult, being a young adult is stressful. But being a young adult in Nigeria you need a lot of grace. So I just take it as it comes, to be honest.
Yeah, true. Because most times, like, even aside from the exchange rate, like personal life issues, even running a business, you don't have access to some things that can also help empower your business, even if you have the clear vision, you have the whole idea, you have about, let's say, resources, finances to help push it up. It's not really available then. So maybe get a quick loan or something and try
Yeah, it is. It's such a struggle. it's such a struggle. I
Yeah.
currently, have a friend who's starting up a business. Of course, I can't disclose much, but it has really great potentials. It hasn't launched. She's based in the UK, and it has so much. She has so much investors already. Now, that's not something you come back. Yeah, that's something you come back very easily. So in Nigeria, sometimes if you don't have, personal funds or from parents, basically, if you're not a trust fund kid or you have some form of, personal help,
Yeah.
it's hard to pitch to investors. And I'd say it's a Nigerian culture. It doesn't exactly promote it for so many reasons that, I wouldn't be delving into on this space, but it's quite tough. So an average Nigerian living here, there are things you have to face the realities of how the economy is and how the culture is. There's a way Nigerians relate with people. There are certain things that, oh, okay, it's not a problem outside of the country. But in Nigeria, it's a
Sure.
problem. Yeah, so I'll talk about the greeting parts, for example, using ma and sir. So at my end, my team, we adopt the customer service pattern. No ma, no sir. We'll just address you, as corporately as we can and as politely as we can. But so many brands have a problem with this. And I'll tell you why I'm bringing this in. If you're a brand that is based in the UK, if you don't use Mausa for them, even if you're a Nigerian, they don't have a problem with it because they feel like, it's a white man's culture. So
Yeah.
in Nigerian, actually, the moment they probably know this brand is based in Lagos, it's based in Abuja, it's based in Edo State, they're probably, expecting, a form of respect, a
Yeah.
form of
Yeah.
extra. So these are things that a lot of people sometimes struggle with. But like I always say, you have to learn to manage different cultures, in response to your business's growth or business's productivity. So I just wanted to keep that in.
Just like some actually, because usually, like, even when having conversation with people you don't know, I sometimes used to feel like going with just their name initially might come off like, oh, this person just calling my name and all that. I think with what you are saying also give you an edge to know that, like, this person is more professional in a global scale, not just in Nigeria
Right.
industry and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. So how would you say, or how would you describe your journey so far as a young lady?
My journey so far, um, it's been beautiful. It's going to get more beautiful. It's been challenging. So I know, people see me on the gram, and that's why I decided to come just bare, like no makeup, no gloss, nothing like. I needed people to see me that, okay, this is what real humans look like. So I've had, great moments, and I've had moments where I was just over it. I think it was one day I asked my mom, like, why do I really have to work to make money? I was so tired.
I think
I've
we'll
had
ask that question.
So I was so tired. She's like, because I mean, she sort of sees me as somebody who's very ambitious, kind of extreme businesses that I run, hospitality. Because I have times where, these are event season. From September now, I'll be juggling. It's always a problem because my manager is trying to check my schedule to be sure that, hope you are not having events or planning events. And then, a client has booked. So sometimes we have to clear out schedules. And sometimes I'm already fully booked and then an event comes. So these are the struggles and I'm like, what is this? And I remember that I have a lifestyle, I have goals, I have to make this money.
Right.
And it just keeps me going. You understand? It just keeps me going because, okay, I see the reward for what sometimes the reward is not as heavy as you want. I have things that I can fall back to say, okay, I've had good moments. Are you here? Uju, are you here?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
All right. Yeah. So I've had, rewards that I can literally look back on and say, okay, these things will keep me going. But now I want to speak to people who are just starting out. It's so very hard to keep at it and stay consistent when you do not see any, reward for your work.
Yeah.
And of course, as a young lady, you have so many options. You have options that, might not be the most culturally appropriate. You have options that might not be the most morally appropriate. You have options that might not be the most you know, religiously appropriate. So I tell people, whatever you want to do, let them be things that you'll be proud of and you can stand for. So these things, there's no manual to these things. Some of us are going to, be business women. Some of us are going to be career women. Some of us are going to be, stay-at-home moms. Some of us are going to, literally, as young ladies, we have so many options. So I'm not going to tell anybody this is the best option, this is the better option. But whatever option you decide to navigate your life through, let it be something that you can stand for should there be a need. Because it's so tough being a young lady out here. So somebody who works in hospitality, it is tough, really tough. Because trying to get gigs for the girls, I know what I have to go through. Sometimes I'm like, is it by force? Please, let me just stick to my skincare. At least it's paying me. Do you understand? But then I remember that there's so many younger girls that are tied to 24 consults. There's so many girls that would be vulnerable if they do not get consistent jobs from me. So I have to set those emails. Regardless the many no's that I get, regardless the many, unfavorable conditions that I get, I have to keep trying. So these are the odds. So for anybody starting out, I would just say, keep at it. Keep at it. I have a friend who's been in business for over 7 years. She's going to be 8 years in business. And yeah, she's really young, about my age. So, it's easy to see these people and feel like, she's my age mate. She's doing this, she's doing that, But she's my friend, so I know this story. People only see what you get to show them. You're probably wondering, I know when she started this business. Yes, you might know when she started this business, but it didn't start. So sometimes people look at SBWR and they're like, from where to where? And I need them to understand that before SBWR there was always a skincare me.
Yes.
There was always, there was the Yoyo me. There was the me in derma space. There was the me, at different points in skincare. These are things that people, and I have people that I still look up to, and I'm like, I can't wait to get here. So we all have that. Everybody has that I can't wait to get here phase. Just be easy with yourself. And like I said, and I'll say again, whatever path you choose to navigate through, your career, your goals in life, let it be something that you can defend regardless. People are always going to talk. Your decisions will not always make people happy. But if you are happy, if you're at peace with it, then I think it's worth it.
Exactly. I was having a conversation with someone earlier today. I know we're talking about facing life challenges, both personal with family and all that. And talking about the fact that most times when you're facing challenges, the best way to navigate it is putting yourself first. So like with what you are saying now, if you know that for yourself, with your conscience, whatever way that is going to work out for you, and you're not going to feel bad, because at the end of the day, you just have yourself. It's you that will sit with your thoughts and all that. Just go through that process with your mind and with your heart and see it through till you achieve what you really want for yourself at the end of the day. So I wanted to ask this question, which I skipped earlier on, to round up as well. Which of the social media platforms, do take care. Which of the social media platform are you so active on? You mentioned you started up on IG, but you haven't posted for a while. So, but I noticed that you're also on Twitter. You were trending on Twitter as well. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that afterwards.
Okay.
Which of the social media platform would you really suggest for growing brands and all that?
Okay, so for growing brands, I would suggest that you stick to Instagram and TikTok, and I'll tell you why. So I started off as an individual. Like I said, I used to work in a skin clinic, so I didn't exactly need anything. So that's how my Twitter came about. I used to always tweet out for people, tweet out for people and just answer questions, just write out stuff. It wasn't about the money at first. So it was just, answering people because I could, right? I mean, I could do it, so I did. And that was it. So that's why it looks like, okay, my Twitter is that it's a community. So it started before the, official part even came. So there's a limit to the kind of official. I can't even be official on my Twitter because it's almost like, how they say see finish. That's how it is. Those ones me like, yo, bestie. They call me bestie there. So you can see that whole business relationship, business customer, business client relationship with our business page on Twitter. But on my personal page, it's more like a community of people that just gather to talk about skincare. But Instagram, I'd say, is the safest place because Instagram gives you value for money. I know right now Elon is trying to really make Twitter an app that is beneficial to business owners and stuff. He's doing quite a lot. But until that is settled, if somebody who is starting out your business, please focus on Instagram. And here's why. The only downside to Instagram is you need to spend money to get money. That's how the app is designed.
Yeah.
Mark is going to take your money, and that's fine. But if you're consistent at it, it's easier to grow with people, because Instagram people are attracted to visuals, and you just need to put out quality pictures of whatever it is that your business is about, and get people to trust your brand. Like I said, people like to relate with brands or people that they feel they're comfortable with. I don't want to spend my money where I'm not sure I have a relationship with the owner or with the brand. So people want to feel a sense of belonging before they can trust you with their coins. You know how the economy is. So nobody's going to throw their money around, right?
Yeah.
So if you're able to build that on Instagram, which for me I think is not such a hassle, you do well. And another thing I need business owners to focus on is building a community, not followers. It's not about having 5,000 followers. How active are those followers? How beneficial are they to your business? So you need to build your business on, proper grounds, like organically. So don't be in a hurry to buy, 5,000 followers or Twitter. I know that some people only patronize brands that, have a certain amount of followers, because for some people, a certain amount of followers gives a level of trust or gives a level of seriousness, right? But you can't afford to have a crowd that does not align with your vision. So it's very, very easy to build up a community on Instagram. Engage with your followers via story. You could have just 500 followers and you literally have like 10% of them riding for you. If 50 people from your Instagram followers patronize you in and out, you are good. So these are things that I need people to focus on. And of course, TikTok, because it's very, how the algorithm is over there. It's very, wild. You could just blow out like wildfire. Yeah. So these are platforms that actually give people real conversions, real communities. And the people that just want to, see stuff. But with Twitter, it's very dicey. You don't want to step on the wrong toes. Twitter is like, I call it village court of all the platforms. So you don't want to step on the wrong toes. You need to be careful as a business account, as a business person, for people who do not have, separated business accounts, or people who are running their accounts. Because I want to believe that when you're starting out, most times you can't afford all the, experts, social media handlers, managers and stuff. Twitter is very easy to get, caught up. You want to involve yourself in this conversation. Sometimes you get involved in things that could just mar your business on Twitter. But it's not like that on Instagram and TikTok. So it's very easy to get caught up on Twitter. But on Instagram, they're just focused on you. They're just watching somebody's story. Nobody's going to get angry that you can quote the wrong person. You can say the wrong person. And, your business is everywhere. So it's easier to, build up on Instagram, build up on TikTok. And of course, you can have a Twitter, because it's also a sense of trust. If people can trust your account or vouch for your account on Twitter, that's also something. It makes it a household name. But for conversion power, I'd say Instagram takes the lead.
Facebook.
What did you say?
What about Facebook?
What do you think about Facebook?
I mean, I know Facebook is in a world of its own. Facebook is for the daddies and the mommies. So if you can hack it, that's fine. Like I said, I don't even manage my business Facebook. I don't even know what it's like, to be honest. But I know that whatever, the Instagram is linked with the Facebook. And like I said, Mark has done it in a way that you must eat your money. So your ads have to run, from Facebook regardless. So if you are able to hack the Facebook community too, that's another strong point. Because Facebook money is like blood money. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. For the people that have hacked it, if you hear business owners or career people that have hacked Facebook, it's like blood money. So ultimately, it's about where you build your community. The platform with your most community is the platform that would actually sell you out.
So let's go to your trend for yesterday. I know we're going to round up the conversation, but I really want to understand where you were coming from. Because when I saw the video, I actually saw a friend showed me the video. I was like, Yoyo, I was like, is this not pressure? Like, what? I was like, and I saw it on your page, and I was like, exactly. I was like, this is the same person, because I was thinking, is this someone else? And I was like, Messi is trending for this, and I was like, what was wrong exactly? Because I personally, I wouldn't lie, I've had personal experience. I've used Irish Spring, Ever soap, I've even used Dudo Ocean at a point.
And I actually noticed that bright. But my skin is something like a
dry skin already. So when I finish with that soap and I see, especially
the collagen one, the papaya one, I don't exactly. You know, my face will be so dried, like I need to apply into face lotion or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, so I was wondering what the whole conversation was about exactly.
I mean, like I said, it's Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter is a very chaotic place. And I need people to understand that people are very angry in this country. There's so much happening in the economy. So the fact that you might not be actively experiencing it does not mean other people are not feeling the heat. So, first things first, there was no lie in what I said. There was no defamation in what I said. People just throw words around loosely. I said that at the start of the video. It's the internet. Everybody talks about defamation. It's not defamation if it's true. And we have a comprehension problem in this country. So I tell people, especially as a business owner, you need a lot of patience. I mean, I'm at the stage where, I can overlook some things because I don't exactly have to handle so much. But if you're in a phase, especially starting out, and you're having so much interaction with people, or, you're doing B2B, you're having to be the one, do the whole customer service thing, you need a lot of patience. I see a lot of vendors complain about writing caption and all of that price. People will soon come and ask you in the DM what you wrote in the caption. It can be very frustrating.
That's so true, yeah.
I know a vendor, she's really big. She sells hair on Instagram. I don't want to mention her name, but there was a time like 2 years ago, she made a post and she said, if you've asked us for a hair or you've inquired 5 times from us, after that we will never answer you again. And it sounded like she was being arrogant, but it can be very annoying because a lot of times people have comprehension issues. And that's exactly what happened with that video. I made a video and I wrote 3 things that the soap could likely be doing. But somehow they were all dunking on bleaching.
Right.
They were all dunking on bleaching. And these products,
the point.
they don't need to bleach you before they become a problem. We have, and I am within my rights to talk about it. So if I'm within rights to talk about use that works for your skin, I'm also within rights to unsafe. Do you understand? Now, the fact that it's unsafe doesn't mean that there aren't people that it's working for. These are the things I need people to understand. But averagely, most people have problematic skin. I come in contact with people most times, and you just need to fix their barrier. All the acne and everything is gone. So this is not me just giving anecdotal statements. I'm saying statements backed up by research. I'm saying statements with literal evidence. I've not talked about human evidences of the damages that these things did. So, when I saw these things flying about, it was so funny because I got some calls. I got some, are you sure? Blah, blah, blah. You'll probably need to go back to comprehension because really it's not defamation if it's true. You can't file any lawsuit. So these soaps, I know that people only think bleaching creams are where it's at. Oh, if it's bleaching, that's when it's bad. It doesn't have to be bleaching alone before it is bad. If it contains lye, it potentially can dry out your skin. An average African has eczema. Yeah, an average African has eczema. And it's because of our beauty or skincare culture. An average African doesn't have the best skincare culture. These are things we learn when we grow to a certain age. Do you understand? So I know how intense it was for them. Like, how dare you come after our Dudu? How dare you come after our Irish?
Just trending the next minute.
So I saw it. I'm very careful with the things that I put out. So that's something I need people to know. I won't just come at anybody's brand, or I will not just come and make a claim that would potentially damage your brand. And for the said brands, if people are literally, complaining about your brand, the ideal thing to do is to perhaps go back to the lab, check with your cosmetic chemist, and maybe we rework on formulas. We've seen brands on Insta that come out with better products. Do you understand? We have some brands that have rebranded because over time they've probably learned that bleaching isn't really where it's at. It might give you some results, but the aftermath is always a problem. So they've all calmed down now. If they they should not calm down. They'll be all right.
Right, there's another conversation for them today.
Yeah, right.
So I wanted to ask this before we close up for the day, though. There is this brand. I'm not going to mention any brand before I get any lawsuit and all that. So there was this brand that mentioned about the fact of the product is not exactly maybe bleaching or toning or whatever, but they just give it the name just because they know people only buy it because they are paying the fact that there's a bleaching there, there's a white there, there's a toning there.
So
Mm-hmm.
what's your take on that? That you're a professional, like your area of expertise. I want to hear your advice on that. What do you think that's all about?
Yeah. So first things first, I think what people forget is the skin is first an organ. So it's not like every other part of beauty. Anything that goes on your skin needs to be extra scrutinized. So it's not like you buying a wig that you don't like. What's the worst that could happen? You don't like the wig and you drop it. I mean, if you're extra dramatic, perhaps, or you're so irritated, you might drag the vendor, but it ends there. Nothing's going to happen to your scalp, right? If you don't use a wig that you don't like. But if you use a product that you don't like, you could potentially damage your skin topically. You could potentially damage your skin internally. And I'll say this, skincare products don't penetrate your pores. Literally in the lab, so I'm a cosmetic scientist, by the way. So in the lab, when we make products, we literally add penetration enhancers to products so that it can have some effect beyond the first layer. So things like whiteheads, blackheads, there can be products that can significantly extract them from your skin. If not, you would have to go to the spa every time to remove your pores. But science and cosmetology has helped and shaping in a way that they've been able to discover how products can penetrate a little. So what makes a product steroid or what makes steroidal or what makes a product harmful is not the ingredient. The dose is the poison. It's not the ingredient that makes the poison. So a brand, for example, CeraVe, might use a product that has, let's say, lemon. They probably put lemon, whatever, whatever. Then, a funny brand that, promotes bleaching and stuff will put lemon, whatever, black soap. And then you're wondering that CeraVe is selling lemon black soap and they're using it. So what lemon soap, why am I not using it? Remember I said it's the dose that makes the toxin. For a brand like CeraVe, because it's an ethical brand, it's a cosmeceutical, they would have extracted the enzymes from the lemon and used it at a safe concentration. Literally, it's in an emulsion. Unlike you who squeezes out raw lemon juice and adds to the product. Do you understand? So when it comes to brand, I know that a lot of Nigerian brands could do better with bleaching and all that, but they have the fear that people will not patronize them because people really like to bleach. But it's our responsibility to educate the people. It's our responsibility to be responsible. If we don't have people enabling bad behaviors will drastically reduce. So for every time you want to buy a bleaching product and you check 10 pages, you don't find a bleaching product, it's significantly going to drop. So the more you indulge them, the more you egg them on, I'll say that it's an irresponsible part. It's an irresponsible behavior on the part of, the brand. But I understand that money has to be made. But I think we should not throw our integrity away when it comes to making money. Because the truth is, the moment these people know better, they will dunk on you and your brand. And you forget that, you were just doing it because you know that you were just trying to appease to, you were trying to appeal to their desires. They'll feel like, this brand has been deceiving me all the while. Oh, you knew better, but you just wanted them to feel like it was bleaching, even though it wasn't bleaching. Who lost at the end of the day? It's you. So it might be hard trying to do the right thing, but what needs to be done has to be done.
Thank you so much for this words of wisdom shared with us today. Me personally, I just want to myself. So, do you have any last words to share before I go ahead to end the live
For anything you want to say?
I mean, I think I'm good. Thank you for the opportunity, really. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
It was nice sharing this with you, and it was nice seeing your face. You look so good. And, I just hope that, as many people that are coming into the skincare space, they do the right things. I know it looks like, or it gives off, you make money when you do, wrong skincare, when you bleach. There's a lot of money to make in aesthetics, like aesthetic skincare. When you talk about clinical skincare, which is the core of skincare is clinical. It's a part of medicine. It's just that the money might not be immediate. Do you understand? But there's so much more because there's the passion, there's the fulfillment you see from people with skin issues recover. So if you're that person, you're on this life and you're tempted to, start that brand that's going to make, funny making products because you want to have 300% ROI, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
All right. Thank you so much, Yoyo.
You're welcome, you. It was nice talking to you. Thanks for
So
having
much,
me
guys.
on.
Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I would not like to
You
keep
too,
you
babe. Bye.
All right. Yeah. Guys, say thank you. And make sure to follow our page and our brand page as well, show your support. And make sure you ask for, your proper skin issue. Don't go and patronize the wrong brand for, other issue. Because I see your videos as well. I've actually been saving most of them from TikTok, for future
Are you
purposes.
serious? We're growing.
Yeah,
TikTok is where I'm trying to expand on now because we've been so lazy there. I'm
yeah.
like, all right, it's a lot of work, but we shall try. We have a lifestyle to keep up.
I know, right? I know, right? So thank you so much, You enjoy the rest of your day, and
You too,
we'll see you
babe.
at the top, definitely.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Take care. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live for today. Ovi signing out, and see you guys very soon.